China.
Yeah, Adam Silver is not gonna let there be a lockout. Adam Silver is absolutely not going to let there be a WNBA lockout. The man is already making plans.
Boom. Adam Silver just dropped a bombshell, one that could reshape the future of the WNBA. The NBA commissioner isn't standing on the sidelines anymore. Forget the press releases and corporate spin. This is a bold move that could completely change how the WNBA operates. Why? Because Silver is stepping in while the WNBA teeters on the edge of chaos.
It says here, the NBA commissioner talks up the potential of bringing a WNBA game to Macau or mainland China. So they're already talking about, again, it says here, the WNBA has never played an official game in Asia because there's so much interest in women's basketball in China, which there is. NBA Inc.'s partnership with the CBA, the WNBA.
He's taking control, and honestly, it's long overdue. The WNBA has been inching closer and closer to a full-blown crisis. There's been drama around CBA negotiations, communication failures, and a serious leadership credibility issue. Commissioner Cathy Engelbart has lost the locker room. Players don't trust her. Owners are frustrated. And the league's public image? Hanging by a thread.
Commissioner Cathy Engelbart.
But here's where things get really interesting. Adam Silver isn't just watching, he's already making moves. Behind the scenes, he's cutting deals and setting the tone before the league implodes. One of the biggest surprises? Talks about hosting a WNBA game in China. Yes, seriously. While the current leadership struggles to finalize the next CBA, Silver is already thinking global.
What's interesting was the amount of players that came to the defense of Fee and the crickets that came to the defense of Cathy for me. Adam Silver is Cathy's boss, and he is the commissioner of the NBA. I signed a deal with Amazon to broadcast for Amazon. I got a text from Adam Silver saying congratulations. I had my third child. I got a text from Adam Silver about my third child. Now, whether this is Adam or his assistant, somebody from the league office is reaching out to me.
So what's actually at stake here? A lockout, potentially as soon as the 2026 season. Players are demanding a fair share of revenue. Owners want a more stable, profitable product. And with league leadership floundering, things were on a collision course. That is, until Silver stepped in. Will this power move stabilize the WNBA? Or is it just a flashy PR distraction from the NBA? That's the question. Drop your thoughts, because one thing's clear. The future of the WNBA is suddenly a lot more uncertain and a lot more interesting.
It's symbolic of a massive business opportunity. And I got to talk to Adam Silver during a break in the game about growing this sport beyond the roughly 500 million fans the NBA already has in the country.
The WNBA was standing on the edge of collapse. And behind all the turmoil, one name kept surfacing. Cathy Engelbart, AS Commissioner. Engelbart was supposed to be the steady hand guiding the league forward. Instead, she became the center of controversy. A lightning rod for every problem the WNBA faced. Players, owners, and fans alike grew increasingly frustrated with her silence, her lack of transparency, and her failure to address the league's most pressing issues. To put it plainly, Engelbart's leadership had become invisible. For months, reports surfaced that owners were barely in contact with her. Players complained about postponed meetings and unanswered calls. The communication gap at the top was widening, and it showed.
Amazing fan base in China. Certainly, well, we didn't play here for several years. We never really left. I mean, our games were televised here the entire time, and interest has continued really unabated in the games themselves.
Then came Adam Silver, a man known for turning crises into opportunities. While Engelbart struggled to keep the league afloat, Silver was already planning its next big move, global expansion, and he wasn't keeping it quiet. In an official statement, Silver revealed that the WNBA could soon host games in Macau and mainland China. That's a bold step, taking the league international before resolving its domestic challenges. That IT says everything about how Silver views the WNBA's future, not just as a U.S. sports league, but as a global brand.
Had to get a new CBA with our players, but once we do, there's so much interest in women's basketball here, I think we'd love to bring a WNBA game to Macau or to mainland China. When asked when the WNBA could head to China, Silver replied very soon.
But make no mistake, this isn't just about growing the fan base. It's about business. Adam Silver isn't playing for survival. He's playing for dominance. Let's break it down. Silver isn't swooping in as some hero. He's making calculated, strategic moves, starting with the league's biggest weakness, leadership. Under Cathy Engelbart, the WNBA has become a PR nightmare. She's been disconnected from players, owners, and even fans. You can't lead a league by ghosting your stakeholders, and that's exactly what's been happening. Players have been outspoken about their frustrations, not just over pay, but over the lack of transparency. Candace Parker and Sabrina Ionescu have both said they've had better communication with Adam Silver than with their own commissioner. That's not a small issue, it's a red flag. What does it say when the faces of your league are more comfortable talking to another organization's leader than their own? It's a glaring sign that Engelbart's leadership has failed on a fundamental level. You can't inspire confidence if you're not showing up. Not in the meetings, not in the conversations, not even with a simple congratulatory message. Meanwhile, Adam Silver is doing the opposite. He's showing up. He's reaching out to players, celebrating their milestones, sending gifts, and making sure they feel valued. That personal touch matters, especially in sports, that it's the difference between a commissioner who's just cashing a paycheck and one who's invested in the league's future. Silver doesn't just want to fix the WNBA. He wants to transform it into something bigger, stronger, and truly global.
I got a baby gift for my third child. I get a Christmas gift from Adam Silver every year. I retired. Adam Silver sent me a text message that basically congratulated me on my career and how much I've done for the women's game, and he looked forward to how much I'm going to do from the sideline. I have not heard from Cathy. I saw Cathy in Phoenix after I had been retired for 4 months at Phoenix All-Star Game, and she said congratulations in person. And that was the only time. And so you've heard other players, Sabrina Ionescu alluded to this, I have a better relationship with Adam Silver than I do Cathy. My 2 jersey retirements, there was no Cathy.
Yeah.
So I think that Adam Silver understands the process. I don't know if he understood that Cathy was not doing that either.
Now this is where things get interesting. Adam Silver isn't stepping in because he's a nice guy. He's stepping in because he knows the WNBA is on the brink. The league's CBA negotiations had completely stalled. Players were exhausted by empty promises. Owners were frustrated by the lack of direction. And then there was Cathy Engelbart, too passive, too disconnected, and seemingly unwilling to take control. The situation was spiraling. It needed intervention. Enter Adam Silver. He didn't just dip his toe into the chaos. He dived in headfirst. Why is the NBA's commissioner taking this on personally? Because for Silver, this isn't just about the WNBA's survival. It's about protecting the NBA's credibility. The 2 leagues share sponsors, marketing teams, and broadcast deals. If the WNBA fails, the ripple effect hits the NBA too. Silver knows that. That's why he isn't waiting for Engelbart to figure things out. He's already making bold moves to here's where it gets real. Silver is reportedly planning to sit in on the next round of CBA talks, not as an observer, but as the lead negotiator. Think about that. The NBA's top executive taking charge of another league's labor discussions, that's not just involvement, that's a power move. Normally, the NBA keeps its distance from WNBA operations. Not this time. Silver's assembling a team of experts to make sure the WNBA doesn't face a lockout heading into 2026. He's taking no chances, and this isn't about quick fixes or public optics. That Silver's involvement signals a long-term rebuild, a move toward real, sustainable change. Under Engelbart, communication was almost non-existent. Players went months without hearing from their commissioner. When they did, it was through sterile press releases that said nothing. That's not leadership, that's PR damage control. Silver, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. That he's in constant contact with players, that he listens. He responds, and most importantly, they feel heard. This isn't a patch job. This is a full-scale reconstruction of the WNBA's leadership and identity. That if Engelbart was the league's disaster manager, Silver is becoming its architect of recovery. Let's break down what Silver is actually doing. The players have been clear. They want a fair share of the league's revenue. And who can blame them? They've watched their NBA counterparts earn millions while they're stuck with outdated contracts and underwhelming pay. For years, the league has ignored the issue. Under Engelbart, negotiations dragged on with no progress and no communication. Silver isn't letting that continue. That he's known for tough, effective deal-making, both domestically and globally. That he doesn't wait for problems to fix themselves. He fixes them. Silver understands a balance. Players deserve more, but the league also needs to stay financially sustainable. His goal isn't to appease one side. It's to rebuild the entire system so that everyone benefits. But this isn't just about money, it's about growth, real, global growth. Silver's already floated the idea of taking the WNBA international, with games in Macau and mainland China. That wasn't an offhand comment. It was a strategy. Expanding to Asia means tapping into one of the largest basketball markets in the world. It brings new sponsors, new audiences, and new opportunities for women's basketball. The WNBA has never played an official game in Asia, but under Silver, that's about a change. That's a game changer. Players are already excited. They're talking about international tours, bigger exposure, and better pay. Global games mean more eyeballs, more revenue, and ultimately, a more sustainable league. Silver's laying the groundwork for that future right now. Now, let's zoom out. Silver's involvement isn't just a leadership shift, it's a paradigm shift for women's sports. If it can stabilize the WNBA and transform it into a global brand, the impact will be massive, not just for the league, but for women's basketball as a whole. Silver's track record speaks for itself. He didn't just grow the NBA, he globalized it. Now he's applying that same blueprint to the WNBA. China is the NBA's second largest market, and while women's basketball has a huge following there, the WNBA has never tapped into it. Until now, if Silver pulls this off, it won't just elevate the league. It'll elevate women's sports worldwide. The WNBA would finally become an international brand, attracting sponsors, investors, and fans from across the globe. That's the kind of exposure stars like Sabrina Ionescu, Aya Wilson, and Caitlin Clark have been waiting for. But Silver's not just chasing expansion for the headlines, he's building sustainability. The WNBA's long-standing problem has been financial instability. But with global games, new sponsorships, and expanded media rights, Silver is setting the stage for a league that can actually thrive. Not just survive. Will it be easy? Not even close. The WNBA's issues run deep, and Engelbart's tenure has shown how hard it is to break free from broken systems. But Silver thrives in high-pressure situations. He's navigated global politics, labor disputes, and billion-dollar deals before. If anyone can pull the WNBA out of chaos and turn it into a global success story, it's him. And here's the key. The players know it. They can feel the difference. While Engelbart was missing in action, Silver has been there, texting, congratulating, checking in, listening. He's showing players that they matter. That's leadership. That's what the WNBA has been missing. It's no surprise that players like Sabrina Ionescu and Candace Parker have publicly supported him. They finally feel seen. They finally feel respected. What happens next? The groundwork is being laid. New partnerships, a restructured CBA, and global expansion plans already in motion. The next few years could be transformational, not just for the WNBA, but for the entire future of women's sports. If Silver succeeds, we'll look back at this moment as the turning point. The moment the WNBA went global, found its footing, and began its rise to the top. But the real question remains, will Adam Silver's intervention truly save the WNBA? Or is this just a temporary fix before the next storm? Drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe to Her Hoops for more unfiltered truth on what's really happening behind the scenes in women's sports.